war all of the time. That is you, my Scorpio and Aries people. It can really be an endless battlefield, being in love with one another. And it can also be at the same time an endless vortex of passion that keeps you fighting. So it's a really complicated topic, but we're going to go into all the details today in my video. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Mina, your favorite Pisces astrologer, back with another love compatibility video because that's what you guys love the most and I love delivering. And I have had so many messages. I've never had a video requested this much. I've had so many messages saying, Mina, please make Aries and Scorpio as your next compatibility video. Please, please, please. So I am so excited to finally give you this video. I'm only sorry you had to wait so long for it. Just know that this has been months in the making. I wanted to make this video months ago. I have notes about this video and research from months ago. I really struggled to decide on how I'm going to deliver this information because this is not a warm and fuzzy couple. And you know I'm a dreamy romantic Pisces. I idealize stuff. And I really can't use that energy for this video because it's a rough and hard couple. Like, this is not sugar and spice and everything nice. This is a battlefield, Aries and Scorpio in love. And of course, it has potential to be a genuine and endlessly passionate connection, which is valuable. But more often than not, I hate to say, it can get really nasty really quick. And a positive outcome is kind of rare. Like, you will have to fight really hard to have a positive version of this. I do believe in it though. I do see the potential, of course. I mean, come on, I'm a Pisces. I have to at least see something good. But yeah, I just want to be completely honest with you. And more so than any other signs I've discussed, the surrounding energies will make this survive or make it even more difficult. Like, it really matters. And having certain skills will help you be more successful in an Aries Scorpio relationship, such as you have to have really strong conflict resolution skills, strong anger management skills, and you have to know yourself in a really raw, honest, authentic way. Because all those things will be pushed to the limit because you both love to fight and you both are wild. Like, you're both the warrior. You're ruled by Mars, the planet of war. You're both aggressive. You want to be the most powerful, the most strongest. You want to be the tough person in the relationship. So what happens when you both need to feel like you're winning all the time and you both need to feel like the most powerful? You both need to feel like the strongest. How do you make that work in a relationship when a relationship requires compromise? Meaning that sometimes one person has to lose a little bit, per the Aries and Scorpio definition of losing. Can you be okay with not getting your way sometimes? These are all honest questions you need to ask yourself to be prepared for this passion volcano that you will enter. If you want a boring, safe, like, light relationship, this is not for you. Like, get out now while you still can. If you don't mind fighting for something, if you want to feel like you're never bored in a relationship, you're at home. You're safe here. And remember, like, this is a pure energy reading. So if I say something that doesn't resonate, don't punch the screen. Don't punch my face. Don't do either of those. Like, instead, look at the charts. Look at your chart. Look at your loves. And see what's interrupting that pure Aries or pure Scorpio energy. That will tell you all that you need to know. Because me, you, your love, even your mother, we all have complete birth charts with a lot of complex energies that influence and edit one another. This is why astrology is so complicated. If you can't figure it out, send me an email, purchase a reading, and I will help you figure that out. That is my passion in life, literally. And I do want to tell you, I will step out of my Pisces comfort zone because I love being unknown, not in the spotlight, mysterious. And I'll give you a little mini life update at the end. So stay tuned for that, because I do want to explain my absence in a more personal way, because I think you guys deserve it, because you give me so much. You believe in my work, and that's everything for me as a Pisces. I care so much about making my dreams come true. So if someone believes in me, I really appreciate that. So make sure you watch the whole video for that. And of course, please like and subscribe, to my channel. Like this video, because it's the easiest free way you can support my work and to spread my work to other people. Share it with your friends too. Like all these things, like, hey, again, you're helping me make my dream come true. Of course, I'm going to send all that good energy back at you. So it's a win-win situation here. And I think that, speaking of win-win, that's like my goal for an Aries Scorpio couple, that somehow you can be convinced, whether it's true or not, that you're both winning all the time. It's very ambitious though, not gonna lie. So usually in my videos, I give little, basic information. Then I talk about how you could possibly meet and the good stuff, the negative stuff, solutions. But for this, I feel like I have to be aware of my audience. And you guys are aggressive and you want the truth. So I need to be a little bit more direct in this video to have the chance to impact your relationships in a positive way. So yeah, okay, I'll briefly give basic introduction and how you can meet, but I need to really quickly jump into the hard stuff, because discussing the hard stuff with you, my Aries Scorpio couples, is what's going to give you the best chance of making this into something positive and meaningful into your life. So basic stuff. Aries, cardinal fire, ruled by Mars. So very passionate about fire. Fire is being yourself, expressing yourself in a very visible way. If you are a fire person and you feel like you're not visible, that's awful. Like you're not in alignment. So Aries is so passionate about being themselves, being a individual, a proud individual. And they're so hooked on this that they'll sacrifice everything if that means that they could be themselves in an authentic way, like to their detriment. That's how intense this is with an Aries. Remember, they're opposite of Libra. Libra is a sign of partnership. So of course, Aries people struggle in relationships because their skill set is geared towards being an individual and not really considering other people. They are about proving their strength, and they're forward thinking and quick because they're cardinal and fire. So put that together. Impatient and really wanting to just spend their lives proving how strong they are and to challenge themselves. They are tough people, not gonna lie. Oftentimes their strength is physical, like they love physically pushing themselves. And I'm not saying that in a simple way. Like, I think it's awesome. They love challenges. Aries people just live to feel alive. They live to feel like their blood is pumping, and they're just on an endless quest to be themselves in a very transparent, Captain Obvious way. They take pride in that, Scorpio. I know this is weird for you to hear, but if someone tells an Aries that they're being mysterious and that they're not being honest, they're going to take that as an insult, not a compliment. They're going to feel like they're doing something wrong. And they're going to correct because, hey, being themselves is everything. And when I mean they'll sacrifice everything, like they are not a water sign. You really need to remember this, Scorpio. Just going to tell it to you straight. Never fool yourself into thinking that Aries is a water sign, concerned with feeling. No. If an Aries has to stomp all over someone's feelings in the name of being true to what they really think and feel in that moment, that is a casualty of war that they will gladly accept. Just gonna be honest. Like, I know you'll feel vindicated, Scorpio, hearing this, but a typical Aries apology, if they've hurt your feelings, is like, I said what I meant, and that's what I really felt. I guess I'm just sorry I hurt your feelings. Like, and Scorpio, you're a water sign, so that can feel so infuriating because it's so insensitive. But yeah, Aries people are so insensitive, but their meanness and insensitivity is not calculated like it is with you, Scorpio. Let's just be real. If a Scorpio is directly mean to you, you know they've spent a lot of obsessive hours curating this attack, like to hurt you, with the intention of it to hurt you. Whereas Aries, it's not deep. You have to remember, Scorpio, Aries people are simple. They're not deep. Don't be offended, Aries, because this is just the truth. There is beauty in your simplicity, but you are simple. Scorpio is a complicated one. So yeah, when they make a mean or cold comment, it's in the name of being true to themselves, not in the name of hurting you. Not that makes it suck less. It doesn't. It sucks for a water person, Aries. Like, let me give you some personal context. I'm an Aries rising and my Venus is there. So Venus is what you find so attractive. Even me with an Aries Venus, I'll be real. I am not compatible with Aries men because I have a lot of water energy. I'm a Pisces sun and I can't handle Aries people, how mean they can get. I'm too sensitive for that crap. So my Venus really betrays my water nature. I might attract you, Aries men, but we are not compatible. Especially Aries suns. Oh my God. You guys will stomp all over my little heart and I will not handle that. I will walk away like a happy little fish. I will swim away so fast. So yeah, just understand, Aries, that because you're not the sign of partnership, you're the sign of the individual. And the god of war rules you. You will separate yourself from a lot of people because you will not compromise. You won't bend. And God, I hope you have some water in your chart for the Scorpio's sake, because some emotional intelligence and awareness will help you a lot with this couple. And with relationships in general. Like, Aries, like if you want to be in a relationship, you have to consider the other person. Even if that means filtering yourself a little bit. And if you're so stubborn and being caught up in the fact that it's inhibiting your self-expression and you just can't live with that, then that's a problem if you ever want to be in a relationship, a meaningful, long-lasting one. And to be fair, Scorpio, you might not want to hear this, but some Aries people are completely fine with just being in a lot of superficial relationships and not a deep one. Because Aries are very excitable by the thrill of feeling that spark for the first time. That caveman, cavewoman attraction that Aries feel, like, hey, pretty thing makes my blood pump, makes me want to go hunt them. They live for that, and they're obsessed with the honeymoon phase in romance. To the point where, you know, of course, naturally that always fades. They will end a relationship to chase that again with someone else. That's how their love nature kind of is. Unless they have water energy in their chart, of course, that changes the game. But yeah, their hunting energy and relationship ambitions are so different than yours, Scorpio. Oh my God, it hurts to even talk about this because it's so true. Scorpio, you are just as tough as Aries. Don't think that your sensitivity makes you weak because you're a water sign. No, you can handle life's darkest moments and be resilient afterwards. That is your toughness. And you've oftentimes had to go through really difficult psychological situations that maybe other people would be broken from, but you rise above the ashes somehow. So don't feel weak compared to an Aries, because naturally you both will make each other feel weak because you both recognize each other's strength. And because you recognize that strength in one another, that means that you don't have that podium to be the strongest person in the relationship because you know your partner is just as strong as you. So this can lead to admiration and like insecurity. And you can capitalize on each other's moments of weakness to gain a position of power. It's so nasty, but it happens with this couple. I urge you to not do that, but I know that you both have a side of you that's a little toxic and you have that obsessive need to win. So you can go to some dark places, both of you, Aries and Scorpio, just to get that final laugh, that last word, that victory. But look at what you're sacrificing to get that. I think it's a dark sacrifice, and it's really important to understand that walking away from each other, even if it means forever, when things are getting too dark, is not weakness. It is strength. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I need to say that. So yeah, Scorpio, you're a water sign. You're not a fire sign. So naturally, you're way less selfish and self-focused as an Aries. Even though you are the fixed water sign. So much potential, more than Pisces and Cancer, to be immensely loyal to one person, emotionally speaking. Yet, because you know you have that ability to attach to one person emotionally, to share that piece of your soul, and you make people wait out for that because you test people. You don't give that part of you up easily. So that naturally means if it takes you that long, Scorpio, to fall in love and to give someone a part of your heart, it's going to take you even twice as long to untether yourself from them if things don't work out. And whether that's the Scorpio ending the relationship with the Aries or the Aries leaving, it honestly sometimes is not that different for Scorpio. They are still going to be the one that has to deal with the separation, the anguish of that separation, and unattaching themselves emotionally from you. So they know themselves enough to know that they have to have a more cautious love nature because they don't have that Aries ability to chase the honeymoon phase and to be that more primal, simple caveman, cavewoman Mars. Aries people, unless they're inundated with water in their chart, they won't get emotionally hung up if things don't work out. Like, yeah, they might be forever insulted that you're a loss and you're not a victory, but will it be deeper than that? Like, no, it's not going to be unless there's water in the chart. So this is a huge timing and values difference between you, even though you share that planet of Mars. So you both have to be so enticing and so motivating to one another that Aries will be more patient. Aries will consider that a relationship can still be exciting past the honeymoon phase. And Scorpio, that you can, out of any other sign, you can go against your nature and take Aries at face value pretty safely. Because they simply lack the ability to hide. Like, they are not Libras. To have a filter, and Aries has to work really hard to have a social filter. So you're in pretty safe hands if you take that leap of faith, Scorpio, and trust the Aries at face value. I know it's awful, it's weird for you, but if there's one sign you're going to do it for, you are smart to do it with an Aries, because you will endlessly frustrate them if you question their intent all the time. That will make them feel like you don't trust what they're giving you at face value. That will attack their sense of self and their sense of pride in terms of being transparent. So you have to be the most sparkly, like, hottest thing on the planet for an Aries to have that patience for you, Scorpio. Because again, they're simple. When they're attracted to someone, and most of the time, it has nothing to do with emotion. It's all about that simple, hey, I am very visual and I hunt the things that are visually stimulating. That's just Aries for you. So if you fit their profile of what they find physically attractive, that's what's going to give them the patience. And I know that to you, Scorpio, that's not deep, like, at all. That is shallow as hell. But that's just the reality of Aries. So yes, like, is that okay? Now, will you have a lot of power with an Aries if you are, like, that attractive to them? Yes. And we're going to get into this, like, so what is the safest battleground? Because you both will fight. Like, fighting is never going to be obsolete in this relationship, which is why I said conflict resolution is everything here. But is there, like, a good, safe, productive battleground for you? Yes, and that is sex. I know that is so impolite for me to say. It's almost embarrassing, but sexual compatibility is everything for an Aries Scorpio couple. Because that could be the glue that holds them together. They are very, carnal. So they can really relish if the compatibility is there and the sexual chemistry that you can give one another. And if you look in astrology textbooks, like Scorpio a little bit more often, but Aries too, they're mentioned as high libido signs, like for different reasons. Like, of course, Scorpio is more complicated. We've already established that because they're indirect. They pride themselves in being mysterious, totally opposite of you, Aries. So they're harder to figure out. And you could feel deceived, Aries, if you figure out that, hey, oh my God, I can't take Scorpio at face value. I feel lied to. Well, that's the beauty of astrology, because if you watch this video and you believe a Scorpio at face value, Aries, you're the only one to blame, because you should never believe a Scorpio at face value, especially in the beginning, because they are too busy testing you to really reveal themselves. So they also feel loved. Like when you show a lot of effort to understand a Scorpio in a deep way, which means asking them questions and not just trusting everything they say, they respect and feel very loved by that effort, because a Scorpio more than anything wants to feel understood, because they're a complex sign and they feel very misunderstood a lot of the time. And that's what makes them so pessimistic with love. Like, who's gonna love me when I'm this complicated? Okay, am I idealistic, Pisces? And I get accused of this all the time, like I romanticize Scorpio, blah 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 blah. Okay, you caught me, I'm guilty. But just because I choose, keyword choose, to believe and Scorpio's highest potential, like their potential of greatness, their potential to be good, okay? Because a lot of Scorpios just feel like they're born the villain. Yes, I do believe in that capacity for them to be good. Does it mean that I don't know they have a dark side that's toxic? Like, no, I definitely know that. I just don't harp on it. But for this video, I'll touch on it. So Scorpio in its darker side can be manipulative. And of course, even when they're good, they could be manipulative. But at least when they're good, they're manipulative for the greater good of their partner. But when they're being kind of bad and in their toxic, negative state of being, they can cue in, Aries, on how simple you are. And they will use that simplicity against you. Like, oh, Aries just takes everything I say at face value. That's an opportunity to be puppet master and to manipulate the situation, to hide even deeper. Or, Aries isn't deep like I am. They're just sexually addicted to me. I can definitely use that to my advantage. Like, so, oh my goodness, yeah. So this is like the glue that will hold you together, which is the sex life, which again, make sure you're sexually compatible, because this will give you the chance to have that amazing battleground where you could battle each other in the bedroom consensually and become closer. You can really bond if you're sexually compatible as an Aries and Scorpio. Yet, don't weaponize the sex against each other, because that's so vicious and low, because it works. You could get drunk off the power. Even the Aries, like the power that you will have on Scorpio's emotional attachment to you that you don't necessarily feel because you're a fire sign, you can play with that and feel powerful, use it to your advantage. Likewise, Scorpio, your sophistication, your depth and complexity, you can hone in on Aries' simplicity and really play with that and manipulate them. And this will be enticing. This is especially enticing, I think, if you're both younger. Aries, of course, eternal adrenaline junkies, very childlike forever. But imagine a young Aries even more so. So Scorpio's giving them all this intensity, especially in the bedroom. Of course, that's addictive. That's hard to walk away from, even if Scorpio's annoying Aries with all the emotional stuff. And likewise, Scorpio, if you're young, in your quest to find love, sometimes anything that just hits you intensely, you'll confuse that for love. So if an Aries, a really mean Aries that, unintentionally steps all over your heart in the name of being true to themselves, feeling that pain and that anger, you could think that's love. Just because as a young Scorpio, anything that makes you feel something, you're like, that person must have some power. That must be love if it has the power to make me feel this intensely. So yes, there's a lot of pain that can happen with this connection. You could really hurt each other. Oh my goodness, you could hurt each other so bad. So I encourage you to please not do that, even if that's kind of erotic to you, because yeah, it's tempting as hell for both of you to go to the dark side with this relationship. And you can use that dark side to your advantage, because an Aries and Scorpio couple who's very sexually compatible, like, yeah, they could go from fighting intensely to in the bedroom intensely, and they'll make up that way. I mean, it's not all bad, but you got to be careful. You're playing with fire here, both of you. This is a dangerous love connection. And I think I said this already. I might have said this the other millions of times I've tried to film this video, but the surrounding energies will really dictate how satisfied long-term you're going to be in this relationship. Because, yeah, Scorpio, even though you can trust Aries to be what they are in that face value way, what you see from them, is that okay? Is that good enough? Because some of the stuff they'll reveal might not be satisfying to you, especially in the emotional sense. So yeah, they can offer you all this sexual passion, and they can make you feel alive because they keep you fighting, and they keep you wanting to prove your strength, which makes you stronger in some way. But will you ever get that water connection out of an Aries, especially a super fire or super airy Aries? Probably not. It's not on the radar of importance for an Aries, unless, again, they have a lot of water in their chart. And Aries will, keeping Scorpio around as a long-term partner, will you resent them in terms of them holding you back from other possible conquests so you can feel that honeymoon rush you love? That's a hard question. Because I do think the lower end of this couple is you can hurt each other so bad just to win, and you can hold each other back because you spend way too much time fighting and proving yourself. It really is like Discovery Channel level. It's like you're both like that animal that does the mating ritual dance. You're both that animal. You're both always in a state of wanting to prove your strength and wanting to hunt the object of your desire in love. So oh my goodness, this can be a vortex that if you know it's not good, if you identify that this isn't good for you, truly walking away will be so strong of you, because it will be hard to do. It's addictive, this combination, and not for, light-hearted reasons. It can be darkly addictive, an Aries and Scorpio couple in love. But yeah, it will keep you on your toes if you commit to it forever, because you'll always have something to do. You could be a very active couple. I do think that if you want to be a healthy couple with this energy, that having an active personal life away from each other will make being together more bearable, because you're getting that Mars energy out in a positive, healthy way. Hopefully you just are in alignment, you like what each other individually does, so you could be supportive of each other in your individual battles in your personal lives in that way. You make each other feel like it's a win-win in that way. There's no losers. And then when you come together, it's less of a battle in terms of who's going to win, who has the strongest will, who's going to retain their individuality. It'll be more about, oh, you make me feel such an insane amount of passion that I know I won't get anywhere else. So I view you as very important and necessary in my life. You are the fire in my loins. That is probably as deep as it will get without other surrounding energies. I don't want this to diminish the connection. Not every sign coming together in love is deep in that emotional way. And I think this is a painful example. If you're looking for emotional depth in a raw energy, pure energy way, this is not it. But it will make you feel alive. It will challenge you, yes. It will make you stronger in a really demented way. But unless the surrounding energies support the other ambitions you will have, like if the Scorpio has a lot of fire and is okay with not completely merging in that waterway with you, it can make you feel more free, Aries. And, it can keep it fresh for you. And Scorpio, if Aries has water in their chart, they can meet you at that level emotionally. So imagine like the ecstasy of having someone that has that insane amount of sexual chemistry and the emotional intensity that you crave. Like, that's a win-win. So surrounding energies are everything, and just seeing the truth of the situation, you guys. And astrology is so awesome because it will help in these very complicated love situations, because it will keep you grounded in the truth, and it will keep you from wanting to destroy one another, because it will be enticing. Anyway, that's my video today. I know it's a lot of information and it's a tougher topic, but I really hope it makes an impact in a positive way on my Aries and Scorpio couples. I really want to foster a deeper understanding between both of you. So that's my goal. Let me know in the comments of your experience with your relationships, Scorpio and Aries couples, because I am always someone who wants to learn. And I love learning from what you tell me in the comments. I never devalue that. It means a lot to me. And also leave in the comments the compatibility video you want to see next, because I always pay attention to that. Now for my mini life update, because I did promise this. So I have been absent, and keep in mind, it's hard for me to admit this because, I just outlined that Scorpio and Aries people hate admitting weakness. Even Aries, as transparent as they want to be, that's probably the moment they don't want to be transparent. The only moment they don't want to be transparent is when they're obviously in a weakened state. So as an Aries rising, it's hard for me to admit that, yeah, I have struggled with feeling very physically sick this past year, to the point where I had to have surgery. And I've been a couple of months into recovery, so I've been really frustrated. It's like my creative passions, such as making these videos for you guys, sharing my knowledge of astrology to make your relationships better. I have not been able to physically meet those dreams' demands. Like, my body has not allowed me to fulfill my passions lately. But I'm finally strong enough, and I really hope that the momentum I can create with making this video will keep me active and keep me strong, and will get me on a good routine with making videos again, because I'm not used to it, and I'm not used to feeling physically strong anymore, as weird as that is for me to admit, because I pride myself in being physically strong as an Aries rising. Like, that's important for me to feel like I have a strong body. But yeah, I haven't for a long time, and it sucked. But I am not done. Like, I know you have to wait forever and a day for me to make a video, but just know that my intent is always to make meaningful content for you guys. And hopefully my body will allow me to be more consistent. So thank you for being so patient with me. That patience and dedication that you have, your belief in my work is immensely valuable and very noticed by me. So thank you so much. Can't wait to see you in the next video. So bye. See you next time.